Yeah, hello again. iSamfix Computer Solutions with another video here. This is an EliteBook 2560p. Yeah, it's a bit older model. You can see it's a bit the size is a bit thick. I do understand in first countries this laptop is being considered as so obsolete, but as long as it's serving the client, I think that's what matters in this case. So this one came in for it's turning on, and after sometimes while the customer is working with the laptop turns out, goes off, and after sometimes it comes on again. And when the customer is working with the laptop again for sometimes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes or 20 minutes, the laptop goes out again. And what could be the reason as to why laptop behaves like this? And the only three things I would think about, or maybe the major thing I would think about, is something to do with the processor. If the processor is not turning out heat, is not moving out heat, maybe the thermal paste is gone, maybe there's some dry joint in the processor, maybe there's some cooling system. I'm talking about the cooling system, the heat of the processor, whatever may affect the heat in the processor of a laptop, that could be the reason. And if that is not the case, then we have to go to flexes. You find that sometimes the flexes are causing that problem. There's a flex that has got some liquid damage, and there's a shorting between two lines, data lines. There's a short, and the short is just happening in that the voltage being shorted is so critical in the booting or in the booting process of the laptop. So those could be the things that can cause that problem. So I won't have to turn it on. Maybe I can, if I turn it on for right now. Now, are you sure we are going to wait for 20-15 minutes to see whether it's going to shut down again? Before I even do that, I would want first of all to, looks like so we are not going to wait for that long, so there's no need actually for me keeping you here for 10-15 minutes. See that the laptop is restarting, so I'll just go directly to checking where the problem could be. I need to turn this. Yeah, it's out. Okay, this is the inside. This model, you used to have this part coming out very easily. You didn't have to unscrew each and every button, each and every screw to access this part. And to me, the fan looks like it's not that bad, although it's a bit dirty inside there, but doesn't look like the machine is. But anyway, to be sure, so the only place I think we should check is the processor to see whether the paste is working as expected. Okay, and maybe before going to the processor, we need to come out with the fan in a few. Yeah, so I had some customers there. So yeah, as I told you before, we need to come out with the fan first. You see the fan? The fan first. Oh my God. You see, the first time I checked this fan, nobody would have thought that there could be such a thing. The fan is not even looking that. It's not even looking. Check here. You see? Yes, there's some dust, I do agree, but not that much. I guess what I'm seeing on this side here. Wow, I don't know what this is. This is just funny. Look at this layer. The whole layer of. Check. Wow. So actually, this is our problem. This is where the machine is restarting each and every time. Each and every 20-15 minutes, the machine is restarting because of this. Because the cool air is not being, the hot air is not being drawn out as it's too much temperature on that processor. Thank God these are the older models that they were not such weak. You know, the today's laptop, you do like this for 2 to 3 days and the processor is dead. Thank God that the model of this laptop is not the newer models that are a bit weak. Wow, that fun, I didn't see that coming. So maybe I also needed to do the service to the fan. What do you think? Maybe we should do so, eh? What about this area here? Oh, the gills. The gills are not looking very nice too. Let's come out with the heatsink. Yeah, see how this convenient is? See how convenient it is for you to have to access this heatsink without having to disassemble the whole laptop. That was so nice of these people who would build this model. I think those days, yeah, there are some debris on the fan too. I can see that. So this side. So it's, yeah, nowadays for you to access the fan you have to. So this one, you just brush it off with my brush here. I think now it's a bit clean, eh? Yeah, it's not very nice to blow with your mouth because the dust might get into your. I need to blow. I'm still doing it even after warning you. Yeah, I remember the COVID time, people used to say don't touch your nose, and as they were doing the briefing, the media briefing, they were touching their noses. And I was, you are telling us not to touch the nose and you are still touching yours, and it's a media brief. So you can see how difficult it is to to say something that people should do, yet you are doing it, yet you are doing the opposite. And that's me now in this case. Okay, that's enough. I think the heat sink is okay. So the thermopaste is also not very bad. But you know what? I think I have a beef. I have some beef with the fan. I'm not happy with the fan. So let's see what we can do. I want to service the fan because this fan has suffered too much. Let's see how you service a fan. Anytime you have a problem with the fan, let's see how you do the service. Yeah, open the screws. Remember, you want to access inside. Yeah, and as you can see, we have the inside of the fan. So do a bit of wiping off. So you can do the scooping of this fan here. I don't know whether this one is going to obey, or maybe it's not going to work on us. It looks like it's a bit tough, and I wanted it to come out a bit. Wow, I don't know why it's that stiff, but I can tell you for sure that fan is too stiff. This one is not, it's not going to come out today. Okay, I thought it could at least pull out a bit. So let me see here whether I can see a spot where I can use to lubricate a little bit with the WD-40, and there's nothing. There's nothing here. So if that is possible, there's something else you could do, something very small. So you can come with a small item, like a needle. Let me show you how we are going to do this. I can come with this one. See, something like this one. It's a hot air station, hot air gun. I'm going to burn here the tip of this tweezer. So I wanted to get it very hot. You know how I'm going to do this? Yeah, when the tip is very hot, now I'll come at the center of this fan here and do a hole. You see that hole there? Let me burn again. Yeah, I want to make a hole so that I can do the lubricant thing there. I'll be able to lubricate that part there because the fan could not come out. Some fans are a bit easy coming out, but you don't want a situation where we are going to force things out and we end up damaging this one. Yeah, I can see the metal part. I can see the metal part there. That metal part is the center pin of the fan. That is the fan center pin that we need to lubricate there. That's enough. So remember, the thinner the metal, the quicker it is to lose the heat. So be very keen. Yeah. So that's the metallic part. So before I do the lubricant, remember, I need to have cleaned the fan very well, because the WD-40 is kind of oily. It's going to mix with the dust, and wow, that fan is not firm. Okay, let me come with some DW40. Okay, we do here. Remember where we have just made a small hole? We put some okay, that is enough. That is enough. Okay. Maybe to practice this, Okay, let's return back the screws. Okay, take the machine back here. Yeah, wipe off the old thermal paste. Where is the heat sink? And put a new one. Just a little bit enough. Then you can use your finger to make it. And the rest remaining, you can just make it point there. The remains of the. Okay, now you can come and tie down. Tie diagonally first. Make sure you tie diagonally, and then you can do the rest also diagonally, so that the compression can be uniform across the processor. So let's now go back the fan, turn back the fan, and before returning, I think it's good to first of all connect this connector. Tweezer will help me. Yeah, tweezer is a very important tool because it's an access where your finger cannot go through. Okay. So I think that is good. And I think just by doing that, we have just solved that restart issue. Yeah, so yeah, we can wait here for product information not valid. This could be something to do with the programming of the BIOS chip. It brought that problem there. I've seen this before after chip is programmed, but that is not our concern. The machine is still working fine. Our concern was to do with the. Okay, maybe that's why the machine is struggling with loading the hard disk, because so this one can't even tie down that part here. The hard disk is not well tied down, and I don't know what kind of screw I can use to pin down the hard disk. Let me try this one. Oh, not going through. Also this one. It's not working out. Okay, so we'll look for this one later. Okay, so let's see what is going on here. Okay, maybe for me to know whether this one is behaving, I can use a heavy process like installing a Windows. Let me use like a charger so that I may not pressure up my power supply. Let me use the Windows booting process to install a new Windows. This one is going to stress the machine. Give the machine the pressure enough pressure to see boot from USB. Yeah, boot from USB. Let's see whether it's going to. I think that is the normal startup. Or I did touch the charger. I think I didn't touch the. Something wrong? F9. Go to that disk. Boot from USB. Let's see. We need to do enough pressure. This one is going to give laptop enough pressure. And if the laptop is not going to turn out this time round, then I think we might say that things are working out. Oh, why am I? Oh, this is very bad because I'm using this side of the. Hey, no, that was too bad. I keep wondering why my machine is struggling. Let it settle now. Yeah, I'll keep showing you. Let me pick a call.